Loki.
Hello, Mother. Have I made you proud?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 anti-heroes that we rooted for.
Comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry.
For this list, we'll be looking at the best main characters we love to hate, or hate to love. You tell us. If we missed any of your favourite baddies, let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Amy Dunn, Gone Girl. If you're asking us, we credit Amy Dunn with the death of the cool girl. Thank you for your service, Amy. It's true that Gone Girl sees her do a lot that's not cool, per se.
I'll go out on the water with a handful of pills and a pocket full of stones. And when they find my body, they'll know Nick Dunn dumped his beloved like garbage.
Faking your own death and trying to frame your husband for your murder? Yeah, it's not great. But as with any great anti-hero, there's a kernel of truth to Amy's ideas about the world that we can't help but latch onto.
Men always use that, don't they, as their defining compliment. She's a cool girl. Cool girl is hot. Cool girl is game. Cool girl is fun.
It also doesn't hurt that her cheating husband, Nick, has one of the most punchable faces in all of cinema. Sorry, Ben Affleck.
Everything you have heard about my wife is a lie.
Number 9. Miranda Priestley, The Devil Wears Prada. When you're able to deliver a speech with the gravitas of Miranda Priestley, there's always going to be a little part of us that's on your side.
I don't understand why it's so difficult to confirm an appointment.
No, I'm so sorry, Miranda. I actually did confirm last
Details of
night.
your incompetence do not interest me.
Miranda in The Devil Wears Prada might be one of the worst bosses we could possibly imagine. She belittles Andy, she makes selfish decisions to better her own position, and a lot of the time she's just plain mean.
Before today, you had never heard of me,
No.
and you have no style or sense of fashion.
But while the way Miranda operates might be ruthless, we have to admit that the world she works in is just as ruthless. If she didn't do the cutting down, she would be the one cut down. And she knows that better than anyone. It's a stiletto eat stiletto world out there.
Please bore someone else with your questions.
Number 8. Jules Winfield, Pulp Fiction. It has to be Samuel L. Jackson's level of charisma that makes us sympathize with him in Pulp Fiction.
Big Kahuna Burger. That's that Hawaiian burger joint. I hear they got some tasty burgers. I ain't never had one myself. How?
In Quentin Tarantino's masterpiece, Jackson plays Jules Winfield, a hitman. Yep, we've resorted to sympathizing with a hitman. Stop looking at us like that. Jules views his job and the world around him with so much ambivalence and nihilism, it's hard not to be a little in awe of his manner.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers.
However, as the film goes on, Jules is one of the only main characters who seems to really go through a change. His final scene, which takes place during a pistol showdown in a diner, feels almost biblical in its essence.
You're the evil man, and I'm the righteous man. And Mr. 9mm here, he's the shepherd protecting my righteous ass in the valley of darkness.
Number 7. Yelena Belova, Black Widow. She may not be pure of heart enough to be an Avenger, but boy, is she oodles more fun to watch.
You had to come to Budapest, didn't you?
I came here because I thought you wouldn't.
Yelena Belova made her first appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in 2021's Black Widow, and took the movie by storm. She's not a character who is as interested in redemption as her sister Natasha, and she definitely has less qualms with, violence. But actress Florence Pugh plays Yelena with a boatload of humour, balanced against a well of emotion that brings the character a lot of depth.
It was real to me. You are my mother. You were my real mother. The closest thing I ever had to one.
Yelena's feelings and motivations feel incredibly human, making her easy to root for, even when her actions are not necessarily entirely moral.
Ugh, that was disgusting.
Number 6. Debbie Ocean, Ocean's 8.
No, never mind. I'll just keep them. Jesus. can at least get a bag.
She takes a lot of inspiration from Danny Ocean, sure, but in Ocean's 8, Sandra Bullock takes what George Clooney started and makes it her own. As Debbie Ocean, Danny's equally heist-driven sister, Bullock is both charming and sleazy. She's clearly not a great person. As soon as she gets out of prison, she immediately decides to run another robbery.
And we are going to rob it. Not the ball itself, but a very important set of diamonds that will be attending the ball.
On the neck of Daphne Kluger.
However, when you're robbing an event as sophisticated as the Met Gala, you've got to have a little glamour to you. And Debbie brings that in spades. She's extremely easy to like, and hey, if she's going to commit crimes, at least they're against the rich. Number 5. Deadpool. Deadpool. For this one, when we say anti-hero, we quite literally mean anti-hero.
Maximum effort.
Deadpool is a Marvel Comics character who, after he's given mutant abilities by a crazed lunatic, decides to hunt him down. Played by beloved Ryan Reynolds and coupled with fourth wall breaking mania, it's really difficult not to love this guy, no matter how much profanity and dirty jokes there are.
Fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls.
Deadpool doesn't really want to be a hero. He's angry, apathetic and frustrated. As with so many anti-heroes, however, sometimes fate has other plans. Alas, our favourite mutant curses and farts his way to Herodon.
And yeah, technically this is a murder. But some of the best love stories start with a murder. And that's exactly what this is, a love story.
Number 4. Catwoman. The DC Universe. A sexy cat burglar who toes the line of good and bad.
Oops. Nobody told me it was uncrackable.
What else could we ask for in an anti-hero? Catwoman is a beloved DC Comics character and has been portrayed in many different lights on screen. Sometimes she's one of Batman's most hated villains, sometimes she's his love interest, and sometimes she's an anti-hero in her own right. As we get more and more versions of this intriguing character, it's been delightful to see her growth.
Social services came to take me away and he didn't say a thing. Couldn't even look at me.
Regardless of her moral compass, we can always be sure we're in for an intriguing character played by a talented actress, and we can't wait to see where she goes in the future.
I'm just boning up for your Bruce Wayne meeting in the morning.
Number 3. Clyde Shelton, law-abiding citizen. If there was ever a movie that almost has us convinced to take the law into our own hands, it's this one. Law-abiding citizen stars Gerard Butler as Clyde Shelton, a man who watches his wife and daughter die in a home invasion.
Nick, both of them are guilty, especially Darby. You know that.
It's not what you know, Clyde. It's what you can prove in court.
In the aftermath, Shelton is rendered powerless as the justice system completely fails his family. With the perpetrator of the crime released in just a few years, understandably, he absolutely breaks down, turning to a life of revenge.
That everyone must be held accountable for their actions.
What's wild about this movie is how it's somehow able to keep up on Shelton's side despite all the increasingly messed up stuff he does.
It's okay, Nick. I know you're angry. That's good. That's what it takes. That's how it has to be.
Number 2. V. V for Vendetta. When it comes to vigilantism, no one does it better than V.
Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain.
In the film V for Vendetta, where the UK has been overtaken by fascism. V is a political anarchist who works against the regime. When organised fascism is the enemy, it's pretty easy to justify one man's violence, but V's backstory makes him all the easier to root for.
And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
Turns out he was actually the unwilling subject of biological experiments performed by the government. While most of the people who underwent these experiments died, V mutated and started going after those who hurt him and others. Are we supposed to blame him for that?
The only thing that you and I have in common, Mr. Creedy, is we're both about to die.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Black Adam, Black Adam. Back off, Superman. Black Adam is here.
Prove your strength. Destroy your enemy and all he cares about. Make him beg for mercy, but deny it until his final breath.
John Wick. John Wick franchise. Don't mess with a man and his puppy.
Evening, John.
Evening, Jimmy. Noise complaint.
Noise complaint.
Harley Quinn. The Suicide Squad franchise. Margot Robbie brings this beloved anti-hero to life.
Seriously, the hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
Sophie, the School for Good and Evil. Good or evil, you get to choose.
Dear School for Good and Evil, as a future princess, I wish very much to attend your esteemed institution. Allow me to list the many attributes that I believe make me a uniquely qualified candidate.
Jim Stark, Rebel Without a Cause. The blueprint for the anti-hero.
You can't be idealistic all your life, Jim. Nobody thanks you for sticking your neck out.
yourself.
Wait a minute.
Accept yourself. You don't want me to go.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Loki, Marvel Cinematic Universe. When it comes to anti-heroes, no one walks the line better than Loki.
Get help! Please! My brother's dying! Get help! Help him!
Throughout the run of the MCU, Loki has flip-flopped back and forth between good and evil many a time. In Thor and the Avengers, he mainly stayed on the evil side of that line. But as we moved further into the lore of the MCU, we begun to learn more about Loki's tragic backstory, which put a lot of his decisions into perspective.
I don't enjoy it. I do it because I have to.
Pair that with Tom Hiddleston's perpetually outstanding performance, and by the time we got to Loki, we had a true blue anti-hero to root for.
No. Thank you.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.